I'm always saying collective because you guys know I do my reading. So that's why I be saying collective. Excuse me, you guys, bear with me. Sorry, I'm getting this stuff out of my eye. It's the early morning. So welcome, you guys. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I hope everybody is doing good and staying safe and keeping, cool and staying narc free. So, I wanted to talk about an interesting topic today. So, you guys know that I said that I was doing series because, a lot of people deal with narcissism in the workplace, which, I have. I know many of you probably have as well. You could be dealing with it now, or you never know. It could show up unexpectedly. So you definitely want to be prepared. You want to make sure that you have the information and the knowledge so that way you can protect yourself. And you can also, document anything that you need that's going to help you in this type of situation and scenario. So, so if this is you guys' first time watching me, my name is Joy. I am a narcissist abuse coach. I myself have been dealing with narcissists since 2006, and since 2017, I have been helping former victims, now survivors, heal, move on, and recover after dealing with narcissistic abuse. And if you guys come in the room, please make sure that you give this video a like, share, and subscribe. You never know who it can help, especially somebody that you know is dealing with a narcissistic boss or narcissistic coworkers. You never know. It can help them, or it can maybe save their life for some. Because for some of you, this type of situation that you might be in is a life or death situation. I know when I was dealing with a narcissist in my work environment, I definitely felt like I was fighting for my life. And, so that could be the situation. So if you guys, again, are first watching me, so I have dealt with 3 narcissists, right, in my life. That is what has kind of led me on this journey. So my auntie that I lived with for 5 years was a narcissist. There also was a male narc that I connected with while living with my auntie. So at that point in time, I was dealing with the 2 narcissists. And then after I went no contact with both of those narcissists, I ended up meeting a borderline at a job environment. But this was back in 2016. So this was years ago. But this kind of basically led me on this path to where I now help former victims, deal with narcissists, So that's kind of led me on this path. But, I also did deal with narcissists before the most recent experience, where that really kind of led me to writing the book that I just came out with. And make sure that you guys do pre-order if you have dealt with narcissists in the workplace, or you know someone that has dealt with it. Trust me, it can really help them. Based off, I pretty much just talk about like what I went through specifically and how I was able to overcome it, because a lot of times in this type of situation, especially in a work environment, people do not overcome it. Sometimes people allow it to take them out. Some people, they get overwhelmed, they have a nervous breakdown, or, they allow the situation to change them for the worse. So you want to make sure that, allow that to happen to you, and you actually learn from the situation and you become better. Like, you don't want to become like the people that hurt you, because that's just the easy way. You want to make sure if someone like hurts you, or they abuse you, they mistreat you, or whatever, you want to make sure that you learn from that, and then you become a better type of person, because there's already enough evil people in the world. There's already enough narcissists in the world. We don't need to keep adding to that. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. So hey guys, welcome. Come on in the room, you guys, and make sure that you guys chime in. Tell us, have any of you guys dealt with narcissists in the workplace, in your family, in a romantic situation? Let us know, you guys. So yes. What else? And make sure you guys check in on the mental health. How are you guys feeling on the scale of 1 to 10? Tell everybody, how are you guys feeling? So, me personally, so I had a toxic boss and toxic coworkers. I know you guys have been, if you have not, make sure that you watch the other video that I post about work environments that are toxic. So there was an individual that I know was a narcissist. It was a female, and I guess she got upset because of a relationship or because of a person, and I guess decided to make me a target. And this individual stalked me. I think the individual's still doing it, but harassed me, tried to intimidate me, tried to bully me in a work environment. And honestly, like I said, I'm grateful for the experience that I had with my auntie, because without that, I feel like I wouldn't have known what to do. And so I'm not giving my auntie any credit or anything like that. I'm just saying that it really did help me to identify a narcissist. So definitely that experience, I'm glad that I learned from it, and I'm glad that I did not become like my auntie. Because a lot of the times when you are around a narcissist, they want you to be like them. A lot of times they want to recruit you into being like them. So that's what I'm saying. It's really important that you do your inner work. You work on your shadow self, so that way you don't become like people that hurt you. You get what I'm saying? And Blue, you said, okay, a 9. Okay, awesome. So Blue, share with the family what makes you feel like your mental health is a 9, if you don't mind me asking. And mine is an 8. That's my usual mental health check-in for me. Everybody else chime in. Everybody tell us, what is your mental health check? And how's everybody doing on a Sunday? You guys have anything planned? Anything exciting that you guys are doing on this Sunday, this beautiful day? Excuse me. But yes, I want you guys also to just be careful of a narcissist trying to sabotage you in the workplace, you guys. I'm telling you, like, they're so manipulative. They're so, deceptive and controlling. And it's so crazy, like the depth and how desperate they can be to try to, like, maybe they try to frame you. Maybe they try to control a situation, or maybe they try to make it seem like you did something to them, and they'll like keep saying it, and they'll try to get a group of people to listen to them so they can get people to do their dirty work, But yes, just be mindful if you're in a toxic work environment, and if you have a feeling that maybe your boss could have narcissistic tendencies, or maybe there's an actual narcissist that's like made you their target or whatever, understand that they are trying to sabotage you. Understand that they could be trying to get you fired. They could be trying to get you to quit. They could be trying to like make up lies and get people to do evil stuff. Like, that's what happened to me. Spoiler alert for the book that I wrote. But this female narcissist did lie on me and got a whole bunch of people to believe stuff about me that was not true at all. And even to this day, I don't even know what that person said, but whatever they said, because I kind of think that I may have another person around me that is a narcissist, but this is not anything that affects me. But I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I'm glad that I'm glad that I had that experience with my auntie, because I can easily like see it. Like, sometimes it might take you a while to kind of pick up on it, because, the narcissists, they behave in a certain way around different people. Like, if the narcissist feels like they can't use you, then they'll just automatically like just treat you like crap. But if they feel like they can benefit from you, then they'll be nice, they'll be sweet, they'll be kind, because they're trying to get something from you. You get what I'm saying? But if they're like, oh, they may see you as an enemy, or they see you competition or something, or they feel like, maybe that you're better than whatever, they'll target you and talk trash. You get what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so just understand. And I also had, I don't think that these, not all of my bosses, I think, were narcissists, but there were some that I think that they were just petty and just jealous and just bored, And, there was one manager that came up to me and asked if I could do, a different type of position. And honestly, you guys, I'm not the type of person where I'm like, hey, I want to go ahead and do this job because whatever. Like, one of the bosses approached me and asked me, they're like, hey, Joy, we need you to do this. Like, do you want to do it? And I'm sitting here thinking like, yeah, that's fine. Like, if it helps, then that's cool. So I'm doing it. I remember I decided to do the job that they asked me to do. And then on that same day, one of the boss ladies tells my other boss like something about one of the calls that I took to try to like make me look bad or try to get me like in trouble, whatever. And I knew it was on some weirdo, like hater, mean girl type of energy, you know. So I really didn't take offense, to be honest, because I really didn't care about doing the job anyways. I only did it because, you know, I really care about helping people, and that was really the goal. So, but to me, it's just funny, like how people will really try to sabotage you off of like stupid petty stuff. Like that's how you know, like a lot of people in this world are still like hurting, they're unhealed, they have a lot of unhealed trauma, unhealed issues, and it really makes it difficult to be able to interact with the average individual, especially like if you're a person, like you're working on yourself, you're trying to develop and, you know, just improve yourself. It can be kind of frustrating when you come around people that have not done that inner work. So sometimes you might find yourself feeling isolated and stuff like that, or maybe, you know, you might feel like people are being aggressive towards you, or maybe you might feel aggression because maybe you just feel just kind of like fed up or just disappointed in human beings, because a lot of people are just kind of comfortable in toxicity. It's really sad, like if you really think about it, you know. So, hey guys, please make an episode on how to identify a narcissist in the shortest possible time. Absolutely, Blue. We'll definitely do that. And I'll give you a quick tip how to identify a narcissist. I would, in my personal opinion, they talk a lot. They need constant attention, 24/7. They are self-absorbed. They lack empathy. They lack the ability to love. They have very short-term relationships. They play the victim quite often, because there's a difference in being a victim and playing the victim. The difference in being a victim is that the victim is actually doing work on themselves. They're trying to, you know, heal themselves. They're getting support. You know, they're getting help with whatever issues they have. You get what I'm saying? Versus playing the victim. So if a person is playing the victim, that means that they're not doing anything about the situation. They just keep talking. They just keep gossiping, and they keep, you know, they just want attention, that kind of thing. Like the person that I work with, that whatever lies they said about me, they never said anything to me. That was the crazy part. This person that was harassing me and stalking me at work never said a word to me. And so that's how you knew that that person did it for the attention. It wasn't even like that person did not have an issue with me. That person had an issue with themselves. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of times the narcissist projects onto their targets, or they project onto people. You get what I'm saying? And I never said anything to that person. I never, even though they did all that stuff, like all the people that they got to, like, it was like gang stalking. Like they were gang stalking me. And one of the person even went in the bathroom with me. They went in the bathroom with me to try to like scare me or whatever, even like in the break room. Like it was just stupid, you know? But if a person did not have that knowledge of knowing like what narcissists do, that would have probably scared them, or it probably make them feel afraid. But once you know like an enemy, or if you know like a demon, then there's nothing to be afraid of. Like if you guys are watching this, like I don't do these videos to make you guys feel afraid to be around people or be around narcissists. Sometimes you might have to be around narcissistic people, but I just want you guys to learn how to, you know, keep your composure and keep calm, because remember, the whole point with a narcissist, they want you to go off. Because when you go off, then they can be like, look, see, I told you they was like that. Look. Like that's what they want the ability to be able to do. You get what I'm saying? So that's the whole reason why they do the smear campaign, because they want to be like, look, see, you know, because they've already been talking trash about you anyways. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. But no, Blue, I'll definitely do a video. I'm glad that you asked me that. Any other topics too, please let me know so we can make these videos so it can really save your life. I'm telling you guys, like dealing with a narcissist, like I said, it's a life or death situation. It really is. I know a lot of people take it as a joke. They're like, oh, you know, and I know some people probably think that I'm lying, maybe. Some people might not even believe me. They're like, oh, she's just on here looking for attention. She's on here for views. I don't care about that, you guys. Like, I know that there are some people that are like that. But for me, doing these videos actually helps me to heal. because abuse is never okay. Abuse is not okay. It really does affect a person, and it has a long lasting effect. Like I said, at the job that I worked at, really traumatized me. I'm not going to lie. I feel traumatized by the last job that I worked. And a lot of people actually say that they think that I should actually sue the job that I worked at because of I told them what happened to me and nothing was done. They said that they think that I should sue that person that was stalking and harassing me, and got all those other people to do it, And so, but yeah, so that is a thing. So, Blue, you said that'll save a lot of heartburns. Miss Rose, how have you been? How have you been? Indigenous, what's up, girl? Yes, Blue, yes. Please, any other topics, let me know. So we're going to talk about identifying a narcissist. But the thing is, it can be tricky, though, because sometimes, remember, narcissists do not always make themselves known. Sometimes they can blend in. They can blend in like a normal person. Like I said, they treat everybody different. You get what I'm saying? They treat people differently. So like the narcissist that was at my job, the female narc, not the boss, but this was a coworker. This person was friendly like with a bunch of people, but when it came to me, because I remember I saw the person at work, and I like, how like when you see a person you could tell like something is not right, and I felt that when I first like saw the person or whatever. I was like, I don't know, something ain't right, you get me? And like I remember like I would see that person around or whatever, and then after the whole situation had occurred, it just got really weird, and I was like, I knew it. I knew it was something that was off, So that's why I'm always telling you guys your intuition will never lie. Trust your intuition, you guys. It will save your life. I'm telling you, it will not lie. That gut feeling in your stomach when it's telling you like, hey, stay away from that person. Hey, do not trust that person. Hey, that person is dangerous. Hey, that person is toxic. You better listen to it, you guys. I'm telling you, like, it will save you. It will save your life. I'm telling you. Indigenous, that's why you gotta test everyone by the spirit. You can't, yeah. And you know what I do too? Sometimes you can be like, hey, God, like, you can say, get rid of anybody in my life that's not meant to be in my life. And you will see people drop like flies. It'd be like clockwork. You will see. And you just be like, well, dang, like you never, like when the people leave your life, you would have never thought that they felt that way about you or they had bad intentions. But unfortunately, the world that we live in is evil. That's just what it is. I mean, I personally, I don't want to change evil people. That's not my job to change evil people. I want to help people that have been victimized by evil people. That's what I'm here to do. So, but when it comes to narcissists, they have an assignment too. They are here to steal, kill, and destroy. That's just what it is. That's what narcissists are here to do. Just like you have an assignment, the narcissist has an assignment too. So trust your gut. Yes. Miss Rose, good. Yes, I've been good as well. It's been a long time. Oh my God. Thanks for joining in on the live. And what's everybody doing on a Sunday today? But yes, like I said, be careful of sabotage by your bosses and sabotage of coworkers, you guys. And so like the type of environment that I was working in, you guys, it was a call center. So unfortunately, in those type of environments, you have a lot of, jealousy. Hey, people are just petty, and because of the environment too, it's competitive, right? And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not competitive at all. I don't compete, none of that. Like, no, you got it, you won. Like, no, not over here. Not on this channel. Like, that's something that I do not do. I never will do. No. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, but in that type of environment, that's what it was. And so, like I said, I'm glad that I left when I did. But, it was really sad to know that people would allow, harassment to go on, stalking, bullying, because if you think about it, what if somebody came to them and that was their child? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, some people really lack empathy. A lot of people really lack sympathy because, you know, they really don't dig deep into a situation. If someone's coming to them genuinely and saying, hey, like, I'm being harassed by this person, you get what I'm saying? They don't really question it. Because to be honest, I feel like when I had told the boss like that the individual was doing this, I feel like one of the boss ladies they was like cool or whatever, and so I guess maybe she felt like she would never do something like that. I even told like other people about it, and they were like, oh, that person did that. Like, they could not believe it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, narcissists treat everybody differently. So like, if the narcissist has done something to you, a lot of people won't believe it because everybody has a different experience. Like, and even me, that happened to me years ago. Like, I don't know if I was sharing with you guys. So like, the male narc that I was dealing with, he introduced me to this other girl, because I don't know if I was sharing with you guys. So the male narc in my life, we were into music. So it was like a music business that we was like looking into. And so the male narc, he was a music producer. The female that he introduced me to, she was a singer, songwriter, a beautiful girl, beautiful voice. And we actually collabed with each other, right? But I think I told you guys this in the summer of 2013. She said, Joy, she said, if you have anything to do with the narcissist, anything to do with that person, she said, I can't have any contact with you. And I didn't understand like why she said that years ago, because I was thinking like, oh, like, did something happen? I was asking her like, hey, what happened? And she did not tell me, you guys. Even to this day, she did not say anything. But I know something went down. Something went down. And basically, at that point, she did it. I didn't hear from her after that. And what's crazy is I ended up seeing the narc. I think it was like a couple months after that. And he was like, oh, have you heard from so-and-so? And I was like, no. He was like, oh, yeah, she's crazy and this and this and that. And I'm thinking like, yeah, she's really crazy because the narcissist, I mean, he would like abuse me like here and there now that I look back, because at that time I was younger. I was like, when I met the narcissist, I think I was like, what was I, 19 or something? I think I was like either, because 2010 is when I met him. So I think I had to be like 21, I think at the time. Yeah, I was like 21, 22. So I was really young at that time. So like sometimes when you're young, you don't know and you have to experience certain stuff. Like so if someone tries to tell you like some advice, like some good advice, so you have to be careful because not everybody will tell you the best advice. But this girl, she said, she's like, if I have anything to do with the narcissist, she won't have anything to do with me. And I was just like, wait, why? And then after everything that happened with me and the narc, I'm like, oh, I see why. You get me? So at first, I didn't have that perspective. I was thinking like, oh, the narcissist is cool. You know, the narcissist will never do that. So that's how it was in the job environment. When I had went to the boss lady, I was like, hey, this person is doing this to me. For one, I also thought it could have been because that person was from a different country, the big boss lady. So sometimes like people that are not from the lineage, the cultures, they don't really resonate with the native people because, you know, that's just not their culture. So I knew it could have been that, but, you know, there was no empathy or no sympathy from the boss lady when I was telling her like, hey, this is what was going on. And I also had a male boss too. The male boss, I even thought that he didn't like me either, because after I had told him like what was going on, like he kind of made a joke about it. Like he laughed at it like it was funny. And there was one instance where I was taking a break and this female narc was like, she was pretending like she was on her phone, but you know, she kept doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over every day, like basically showing up where I was every day to try to scare me or whatever, or try to like make me feel uncomfortable, or try to like, you know, whatever, like try to make me feel like she's like, I don't know what you call it, but it's like gang stalking, basically, try to scare a person. And so I was telling like my male boss, I'm like, hey, like she's doing this. And I'm thinking like he's gonna like try to look out for me and protect me and stuff. And he's sitting up like, hey, Joy, are you going on your lunch at this time? And I told him, I'm like, hey, she's following me like on my breaks. She's following me on my lunches. She's like waiting for me outside, and like two other people. Like, you get what I'm saying? And he's like, oh, Joy, are you taking your lunch at this time? I'm like, bruh, like, you get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I felt like to me, it was like a lot of misery in the job environment. So a huge red flag if you want to know if you should stay working at a job environment. If the managers are miserable, if the big boss people are miserable, you want to get out of there because they're going to try to make you miserable too. So, you do have a lot of that going on. So it is a little bit of a spoiler alert, I must be honest. But make sure you guys get my book, though. Get my book. You'll definitely read more about what happened to me. And, honestly, I didn't even really know that I was going to write a book because of that. But I feel like a lot of people probably deal with work harassment. A lot of people deal with their bosses trying to sabotage them. And what's crazy? It wasn't just one of the other boss ladies that was trying to sabotage me, but it was like the head site director, the site manager. She was even like coming at me weird because I guess she felt like I was getting promoted. And I'm seeing her like, bruh, like, I'm not finna be here that long. I don't care about this job. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you have a lot of that going on. And it's ridiculous. Like, you see what I'm saying? And I don't know. It's crazy to me. So, and this has really made me, really want to continue to help victims and survivors of narcissistic abuse, because think about it. If you have a parent that's a narcissist, you have a partner that's a narcissist, and then you go to work and you have to deal with that, do you know how much that person can really like self-destruct? Like, you see the danger in that. You see like how difficult, that can be if a person has to deal with that. Or even if it comes from the family, like you see how detrimental that can be to a person's mental health, So that's why it's really important, you guys. Like, you really have to take care of yourself, and you have to love yourself enough to be like, hey, I deserve better than this. I don't deserve to work for a company that hates me, that's trying to sabotage me, or that allows people to harass me and stalk me and stuff like that. Like, you get what I'm saying? So you have to really be mindful, So I hope that was helpful. Let's see what we got. Okay, so Indigenous, you said Paul had an intent to steal and kill Joy, but he was shown the light. Narcissists are victims who awoke wickedness, but in their spirit, instead of trying to rebuke, we don't war with flesh. Yes, Indigenous, yes. And Michelle, hello. Okay, sorry to hear you went through that in your workplace. Yes, Miss Rose, I went through that. And you know how long this went on for? So the person did this, it started in 2024. So I want to say it was from February, and then the person, they stopped because I guess they went away somewhere, and then they came back, and then it started back again. I want to say April all the way until, because they got fired. So after that, they got fired. I think it was like in November of 2024 or something like that. And then I guess because it was another girl that she had doing it that was like following me around at work. And so when they fired her, she still had the girl, like stalking me and stuff like that. And but I guess that girl ended up getting let go too. So it went on for almost a year. Yep, it went on for a year. And no one did anything about it, y'all. No one did anything about it. But God did, though. That's why I said it's good to get close to God, because when things like this happen to you, it can really mess with you. It really can. And I'm just grateful that I did not allow this situation to make me do that, or like try to make me like do something towards them, because I could have easily have tried to like do something, but that would have got me in trouble. And that was the whole intent of that narcissist. That narcissist, that female narcissist, wanted me to get in trouble. She was trying to, hurt me, trying to make me feel bad. And I guess that made her feel good to do that to me. That's how evil they are. That's a narcissist. They feel good when they hurt you, right? They feel good when they harm you, or they feel good when they feel like they're inflicting pain on you because they're in pain. So they want to inflict that onto you, especially if they feel like you did something to them. So I guess that person feels like I like broke up a friendship that they had with an individual or whatever, or I took somebody from them, or I don't know. But it's silly. But like I said, that person never said a word to me. She didn't approach me or nothing like that. She just did little things every day to try to scare me or try to intimidate me. But it's just that I don't fear nobody but God. So it doesn't matter. Like, you can do whatever you want, but That person ended up getting fired, which I was really happy about. I was very happy. And it was also to the point where the person was listening to my videos. I'm pretty sure they're watching now too, but the person was listening to my videos because I basically asked that person not to come close to me, right? And the person came close to me, and I made a video that same day. I think it might have been the next day. And I was like, if you come close to me, I'm going to put a restraining order on you. And that person did not come towards me. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I know they watching and listening. I was like, yeah, you better not come near me. You get what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so that you have a lot of that going on. You have a lot of that going on in the workplace. And it makes it, again, I'm not trying to scare you guys, but sometimes it makes it feel like jobs are unsafe. It's sad that it's like that, but some of them really are. It's really sad. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Miss Rose, that happened to me. But like I said, read more about it in my book. Make sure that you guys pre-order for sure. Definitely, it's a real, true story. You know, it's a true, real life story. And make sure that you guys get my other books. Reclaim Your Life Back. Your Pain Will Make You Successful. I Feel Misunderstood. That's my children's book. And Employee to Entrepreneur. Surviving a Toxic Work Environment, you guys. So yeah, I went through that, but like I said, I'm just grateful to God. Like, I have him in my life because he's my protector, you guys. He fought my battles. And even to this day, God fights my battles. So that's why I say, if you're not close to God, you are missing out, you know. So make sure that you get close to God. If you want to learn more about getting close to God, reach out to me. I still want to offer the prayer sessions, the prayer group coaching. If you guys are interested in learning more about that, let me know, because you need God in this world. I'm not gonna lie, you need to have God. Like I said, if I didn't have God, I mean, who knows what would happen? Who knows? But God protected me. God kept me safe. And but yeah, I never said a word to that person. I never ever. And I didn't try to retaliate. Only thing that I was doing was I was trying to protect myself, when a lot of people at the job did not protect me. They did not care. They had no empathy, no sympathy. And it's just sad. It's just sad that we live in a world like that. It's really, it's horrific to think that people are really like that, you know? But it is what it is. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. Make sure that you give this video a like, share, and subscribe. And if you guys are feeling called to, if you felt that this video was helpful, insightful to you in any way, if you want to leave a donation to the Live Narc Free Ministries, you can do so at Cashapp at Coach Joy 510, or you can do so at PayPal, which would be at livenarc9@gmail.com. You know, whatever you give, it definitely does come back to you tenfold. Or if you want to reach out to me for any sessions, whether it's talking about narcissists in the workplace, narcissists in the family, narcissists in romantic situation, stepmom, stepdad, stepdaughter, stepson, anything like that, reach out to me. If you want to learn more about God, getting close to God, let me know. Hey, up next with Lamar. Hey there. But yes, reach out to me. I look forward to hearing from you. Would love to support you in any situation that you're dealing with, because trust me, 9 times out of 10, I have already been there, done that. And you know, it's all thanks to God. I don't take credit for anything. I give all my credit to God, because he's what really saved my life. Seriously. So anyway, I love you guys, and till the next time. Bye now.